The content in this magazine could contain references of topics and difficult subject matter that may be triggering. Please honor yourself, inner knowing, and proceed with whatever help or guidance you feel is intuitively aligned. Welcome to Sovereign Magazine Podcast. I'm Nicole George, CEO and founder of Sovereign. I'm so happy you are here. We are the magazine, podcast, and community guiding 5 million women to their sovereign selves. From heart-led conversations to magical meditations, our inspiring guests will show you how they can help you step into your sovereign self. Are you ready to listen to your inner voice and step into your power? Then keep listening to hear all of the intuitive messages meant for you today. Hello. Today I have the privilege of reconnecting with Anna Widmann, one of our amazing contributors. She is a spiritual mindset coach who helps women reconnect with their true essence. And as a former people pleaser and empath, she knows firsthand how easy it is to put others' needs ahead of your own and lose complete sight of your own personal power. But now she's on a mission to guide women in trusting themselves, embracing their uniqueness, and sharing their magic with the world. Anna's work is all about turning inward and living unapologetically. Welcome back, Anna.
Thank you so much. I am really excited to be back for, I think, the fourth time. It's always very special.
Oh, thank you. We feel the same. So if you know our Steps to Your Sovereign Self segment, stick around. This is going to be so good. Today, we're talking about I Am Sovereign, which is our theme for our January new moon issue. And in your article, The Road Back to Myself, you beautifully share about your journey of rediscovering your own sovereignty within yourself and how for many years you believed that the only way to do life was basically simply how it was being given to you, and that it wasn't until you awakened to a new way of living that your sovereignty came to light. So for those who haven't had a chance to read your article, perhaps share a little bit more about it or why you wrote it.
Yeah, thank you. So for me, it was quite a long journey back to myself because the gift of sensitivity that I have and always had, which I now see as a gift, I've not always seen as one. And it took me quite a while to realize that I have taken on a lot of expectations or emotions or ways of doing things from people around myself. But not only that, but more from the societal condition as well. And it was not that I wasn't aware of what I actually wanted to do or my values, but it was very hard for me to really express that. So I felt a constant being pushed and pulled between what society or people in my closer circles expect from me versus what I, in my core, felt was the right thing now. And as I'm very good at feeling everything that everybody else felt, I leaned a lot of times to pleasing other people before caring for my own needs, which kind of led away from my soul's purpose or from my way of doing things, from my own pace, or from listening to when it's actually good for me to slow down, or it's actually good to say no in a loving way. And so it took me quite a while to really learn to come back and to do all these things, but not by being egoistical or superficial or kind of mean, what I pictured people are when they say no, I cannot do it, but by leading truly from what I need and what is aligned with me. And that was a really big shift. So the sovereignty took quite a while, but it is a step to empowering every time I correct a little nudge or lean into my own way of doing a little bit more. And the empowerment, there are just no words for a path like this. So I'm very passionate about sharing about that. And interestingly, a lot of my clients are people pleasers or former people pleasers as well. So that kind of fits in very perfectly.
Yeah. Do you feel like a lot of us are people pleasers because we're in this survival mode and just living out this life in order to meet some fictitious deadline that
Mm.
never really comes? And so I wonder how many of us are just surviving and not thriving and not really even asking ourselves, what do I prefer in this moment?
Yes, I love the question. And yes, I think that's true for the big majority. Especially females tend to have that even a little bit more. And I think it's a combination, of course, very many things, but the two most prominent things are the survival, like you said, this like not feeling safe when expressing our own authentic version, whatever that means right now. And the second thing is that a lot of people are not very in tune with their hearts still. And so, who am I is actually a question that there oftentimes is no answer. And that makes it really very hard to authentically live your life because there are so many layers and layers wanting to be peeled away until a person can really come back to answering their question for themselves. And so, I feel these two things, the knowledge about ourselves and also the survival, these two need to go hand in hand so that we can really come back and step into our own power again.
Inside the Sovereign community, you'll find more than a social platform. You will find many private spaces led by women who walk the path with you, like Abby from Canada. Connect with her in her sacred space called Reclaimed and Rise. Step into the Maven Haven with Ebony from the UK, or join the Open Heart Collective with Bonnie from the US. These are just some of the soul sanctuaries curated by conscious women for conscious connection. Come find your space inside the Sovereign community today.
I'm actually going to move us into our steps to our sovereign self, only because I want to talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing here first.
Yes.
So you talked about who am I, right? And then also this survival mode that we have. And oftentimes we go throughout our day and we're encountering people and their energy and absorbing that, or, their energy's penetrating ours in some way, or it impacts us. And so, in order for us to be sovereign in our own power and still be able to tap into our innate authenticity and who we are as a person, I think we have to clear those energy fields first, right? Because otherwise, our fields might be mucked up with a bunch of other people's energy, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I totally agree. And it's definitely what I've experienced so often without even being consciously aware of. And I think a very good example that I know a lot of people who listen can relate to is when you have met a lot of people or just went through the heart of the city where you live in and you come back home and you feel really exhausted. That's a wonderful sign that you've taken on a lot of stuff from a lot of people that you just passed by. And it doesn't have to be that way. So the exercise that I would love to share with you today is as much a protection exercise as it is a becoming aware of what we actually want to let in into our closest energy field, our aura, and what maybe not. So it's a lot about a conscious decision to say, like, that's who I am, how I feel right now. And I do want to protect that, not because the world is evil, but because I want to stay sovereign in this little bubble around myself. And if you move through your day and through your life and the supermarket and the city center and your workplace with this energy, then it feels very different later. And the empowerment or the state of being, the vibrancy is just different.
Yeah, you called it at the beginning when we were talking. You called it a geometric protection boundary. And I
Yeah.
absolutely loved that because for somebody who likes tangible words that I can visualize, I just imagined this
Mm.
geometric shape around me, like repelling all the energy. And that really excited me. So I'm super excited to go on this journey with you to figure out how I can protect and how everybody listening can protect their sovereignty and their energy before we go out. So if you are ready, here we go.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So, one word before we start, you can make this as long or as short as you want. It can take a minute or it can take 20 minutes. So, just extend when you practice this for however long it feels right. But for now, we'll take just a few minutes so that you kind of get the idea and then you can fill it out as much as you want. Okay. So make yourself comfortable, close your eyes, and just take 1 or 2 deep, slow breaths to come to this present moment so that we can start. And then we indeed form a geometrical shape around your body in your auric field that helps you stay sovereign, stay in your power, in your energy, and helps you kind of as a filter between you and the outside world. And the shape for all of you I would love to visualize is 2 pyramids, one pointing upwards and one pointing downwards. And we start by visualizing a wonderful rose in the color of your choice that hovers directly in front of you at around the level of your belly and in arm's length away from you. And this rose blooms perfectly and acts as a filter between you and everyone you encounter. So the moment people come closer to you, the rose comes closer to you. She always adjusts between people and you, however needed. And when you've imagined the one in front of you, you always can put that rose behind you. So copy it and put another rose at your back and at your left side and at your right side, so that on the level of your belly, you're surrounded by 4 roses in each corner. And now imagine another rose that is directly below your feet. And all of these roses now start to form a downward shaped pyramid. They are connected with a very thin but very stable thread in the color of your choice again, so that your lower body is protected within this pyramid. And to complete it, we again imagine a rose that is now hovering over your crown chakra, over your head. And again, this beautiful colored thread is putting together all the roses so that you now are protected by 2 pyramids. And inside of this geometrical shape, this sacred geometry, only the energies of your choice are present, and everything that comes to you will be transmuted, will be alchemized into what you wish. There is no shortage of communication, but it is acting like a filter to your benefit so that you can stay sovereign whenever you want and wherever you go. Now take a deep breath in and out with a sigh. And within the next 2 or 3 breaths, you can open your eyes and come back out. This shape will stay where it is and protect you during your day.
Wow. I always love to share what comes through for me. It's my favorite
Oh,
part.
please do so.
So my roses around my belly were a mixture of a deep dark red and a vibrant pink. And it
Okay.
represented like the yin and the yang, the shadow and the light. That's how it was presented to me. And then, of course, I did the 4. But then my rose at the bottom of my feet was yellow, and the cord
Oh.
connecting them was black. And then at the top, my rose was orange, and the string was white. And so I was like white and black, yin and yang again. And then
Yes.
yellow and orange. I was like, oh, this is so cool. So there was definitely this pull of energy for me between absorbing positive and I don't want to say negative, but non-preferred energy and alchemizing it in some way and marrying it and stretching it and repelling it, if you will.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. I love that part too the most because it's different all the time and it's very beautiful because it speaks to the unique energy in the moment and there's no right or wrong. It just represents what is present right now. And I think that's very beautiful because we can kind of like make conscious or become aware of the energies that are hovering around us that we radiate out in the moment.
Yeah.
And one thing that you might love that I actually enjoy a lot about this exercise is when you go through your day, every person you encounter gets a copy from the rose around you. It's kind of like you imagine that you would give a physical rose to every person you meet. You do that energetically just by doing this structure. And I think it's a very beautiful way to kind of bless other people that you meet without an actual prayer that you need to say. Of course you can. I think it's a very beautiful visualization for me.
Oh, I love that because we're energetically giving a gift to people. Oh, this is
Yes.
so good. Well, for anybody who wants to work more with Anna, not only is she in our community.sovereign-magazine.com, but all of her details are in the show notes on how to connect with her. She's absolutely amazing. We love having her. Thank you so much for being here today.
Ooh, thank you so much for the space. I really enjoyed it as always.
Same here. All right, much love. Thanks for listening. I'll be back tomorrow with another soul-led entrepreneur here to help you step into your sovereign self. Subscribe to our magazine and podcast and join our global community for all the magic. Details to connect with today's guest or join the movement are in the show notes. And if you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review. It helps us reach our goal of guiding 5 million women to self-sovereignty.